Welcome to the specialty wreck diving. The underwater world is a time machine of ships lost at sea. As a wreck diver, you will get the unique opportunity to journey into the past by visiting these underwater shipwrecks. Wreck diving is one of the most memorable and rewarding experiences diving has to offer, and it exists in virtually every type of water, fresh and seawater. Today, wreck divers can enjoy the mystique of sunken shipwrecks, ranging from 15th century Spanish galleons to the warships of World War II. Wreck diving requires a mastery of certain skills. Good buoyancy is one of those skills. Wrecks are generally covered in silt, and without a master of buoyancy, you would stir up this sediment, impairing visibility. Perfect buoyancy speaks for itself. Ask your SSI dive professional about enriched air nitrox and how it will improve your safety and bottom time. Another specialty that you will want to look into is digital photography. Photography is the only way you can create permanent memories of your wreck diving encounters. Once you've had some experience in wreck diving and you're really adventurous, you might want to look into the Advanced Wreck Diving program, which teaches you limited wreck penetration within the daylight zone. Wreck diving is not without risk. The safety and gratification of this type of activity requires careful attention to detail. This specialty is designed to prepare you for this new adventure. Discoveries such as a gold-bearing wreck may be what some divers dream of, but wreck diving is not about treasure. It's about a glimpse into history and expanding our knowledge and skills. We encourage you to protect this precious resource and leave them intact, as most wrecks are protected by law against salvage. Use your imagination to think what it must have been like to be on one of these wrecks before it went down. Not all wrecks are historic. Many of the wrecks found in coastal waters are considered contemporary wrecks. These vessels offer little historic value, but provide first-rate diving conditions. Many ships are sunk to create an artificial reef. These reefs provide structure to otherwise barren seabeds, while creating new and interesting dive sites. Many countries now have progressive artificial reef programs. When selecting a wreck to dive, the first consideration should be safety. As a novice wreck diver, you will need to take into consideration the depth of the wreck, the water temperature, visibility, currents, surge, and your skill level. Many wrecks are located in areas that offer advanced diving conditions, and your diving experience must be taken into consideration. Before diving wrecks that are deep or in heavy current, you should receive more training and experience. Artificial reefs are great for new divers because they have been cleared of obstacles and provide many direct exits to the surface. Also, these wrecks are usually located in less challenging waters. Warm waters all over the world offer great wreck experiences. One of the most interesting parts of wreck diving takes place out of the water. It's researching the wreck. Libraries, maritime museums, and historical societies provide a wealth of knowledge about shipwrecks. Your local SSI dive center or resort can also provide the history of local wrecks. They may even sell books that detail many of the wrecks in your region or throughout the world. By researching this information, you will strengthen your appreciation for the wreck and what you will see during your dive. Researching is also a great way to enjoy diving, even if you're thousands of miles away from the nearest wreck. When diving wrecks, backups and redundancy is a must for diver safety. This is especially important when considering your air supply. A backup can be as simple as a redundant breathing system to a set of doubles, giving you ample air supply. Wreck diving equipment consists of thermal protection, backup equipment, safety lines, and lights to make the wreck dive safer. Just remember, the more complicated the wreck, the more sophisticated the equipment. As a wreck diver, you will need two different types of lights. A wide beam light for illuminating large areas and a narrow beam for illuminating deep into holes. And backups of each are an absolute must. While all of this equipment is necessary, it needs to be carefully secured close to our bodies to avoid snagging or damaging the wreck. A quality exposure suit is another good investment. Wrecks can be in deep and cold water, but a good wetsuit or dry suit will keep you warm and protected. Ask your dive center which is the best suit for local diving. Navigation is difficult on many wrecks, so wreck divers carry lines to safely navigate with the use of a tether line and upreel. The tether line reel is used to explore wrecks in limited visibility. The line is attached to the anchor and then slowly reeled out as you swim. One diver holds the reel, while the other holds the line. When it's time to return to the anchor, reel in the line and follow it back to the anchor line. The upline reel is used for emergencies, when the diver can't find the way back to the anchor line. By attaching the line to the wreck, you can create an ascent line. You can either swim up, unreeling the line as you go, or you can send the line to the surface with a small lift bag or SMB. Locating a shipwreck on the ocean floor is not a simple task. Many people dive on organized charter boats because they will anchor you right over the wreck. This leaves you with all of the fun and none of the work. If you are interested in finding wrecks yourself, a nautical chart will help you navigate. Many popular wrecks are actually marked on these charts. Some type of remote sensing unit is needed to narrow the search and save countless hours. If you are interested in exploring wrecks closer to shore, you can also swim from the beach. You can use your compass to navigate to the general area, and then use triangulation to locate the wreck. Line up two ranges, 90 degrees apart, to get a fix on the wreck's position. Once the wreck is located, it's time to prepare for the dive. The first step is making a good dive plan with your buddy. Once you know how deep the wreck is, you can plan your dive around the no decompression limits. If you are not already qualified to dive enriched air nitrox or certified in deep diving, now is the time that these specialties play a very important role. The depth of the dive should fit your experience and personal limits. Do not dive deeper than your qualifications allow. The water conditions, such as temperature, current, and surge, will also affect your plan. If conditions are poor, postpone the dive. Heavy surge on the bottom can be unnerving if it is pushing you into the wreck. One of the most important rules for dive planning is mental attitude. It is important that you assess your own stress level. A good rule to follow is when dive conditions, dive equipment, or your dive buddy do not feel right, sit out the dive. Remember, always use the easiest method of entry for the diving conditions. When possible, use a line to make your descent. A line leads you directly to the wreck and allows you to stay in better control. If there is a strong current, you should use a current line to help you swim to the anchor line. There are other lines that will also add to the safety of wreck diving. These lines include a cross-wreck line and trail line, which are useful in heavy current, and a safety line and cylinder in case a diver needs extra air at the end of the dive for a safety stop. If visibility is poor, attach your tether line to the anchor. This is your best navigational tool. Plus, it can be used as a buddy line to keep you and your buddy together. Other navigational techniques include the perimeter search and use of natural landmarks. Swim down one side of the wreck, noting landmarks, and then turn around and go back in the other direction. However, these techniques only work in good visibility. It can be quite easy to get disoriented when diving on shipwrecks. The fine silt and sand can be kicked up, causing you to lose visibility and direction. Stay still, remain calm, and wait for the sediment to settle down. If you are using a tether line, it will easily lead you back to the anchor line. Entanglement is another potential problem. Many wrecks are heavily fished and dived, leaving excess ropes and monofilament line. This is why a dive knife is such an important piece of equipment for wreck diving. A well-trained diver will simply cut himself or his buddy loose. Simply watch out for line and rope to prevent entanglement. When you have reached the end of your planned dive, it is time to head back to the anchor line for your ascent. Navigate with your compass, natural landmarks, or your tether line reel, depending on the visibility. While compasses are valuable navigation tools underwater, be aware that metal present in wrecks can affect the accuracy of your compass. Note, do not expect your compass to be accurate when diving wrecks. When possible, use a line to ascend. A line slows your ascent and allows you to maintain your safety stop at a consistent depth. If you are lost or running low on air and cannot make it back to the anchor line, you can use your upreel or tether line as an ascent line. Hook the line onto the wreckage and ascend. The tension on the line will keep you in the vicinity of the boat, unless the current is very heavy. Remember, you need to have more line on your reel than the planned depth of your dive. Always make a safety stop after each dive. Wait until it is your turn to exit and then follow the boat captain's procedures. Stay clear of the ladder in high seas and use the current line in heavy current. Do not try to swim through small holes in the wreck's interior and do not lift hatches or other heavy objects that could trap you. Becoming trapped is a serious hazard that can easily be prevented. Wreck penetration is beyond the scope of this course. SSI does not advocate entering a wreck without additional training because penetrating a wreck's interior is very dangerous. Unless you have advanced wreck diving training, extensive experience, and the proper equipment, it is strongly recommended that you avoid penetrating a wreck's interior. Ask your SSI dive professional about the advanced wreck and extended range programs. The thrill and excitement of exploration is what makes wreck diving such a popular diving activity. Each dive provides a new adventure and a chance to preview a part of history that has been previously hidden. Each dive provides valuable experiences that will help you to become a more proficient wreck diver. Once you have gained experience, a whole new world opens up. Advanced activities such as photography, night diving, and underwater archaeology will take you to the next level of wreck diving. Additional training will open up new, deeper wrecks that are usually more intact and less explored. Wreck diving is an exciting but somewhat hazardous activity. Remember to follow responsible diving practices. Responsibility includes not damaging or removing artifacts from protected or historic wrecks, and following all laws and rules. Exploring wrecks is one of the most exciting activities a recreational diver can enjoy. Responsible wreck divers use the proper equipment and dive within their own personal limits, gaining more experience and training before exploring deep wrecks or attempting wreck penetration. Each wreck provides a unique adventure and mystery. A glimpse at history that should be revered and cherished, and a story to remember in our hearts and our minds.